Okay, when you're ready, just close your eyes and let my words just wash over you. You don't need to try to listen. Just notice the sound of my voice. And with every word you begin to feel more and more relaxed. You can notice the weight of your head resting there on the pillow. And you can be aware of your head relaxing, knowing that you don't have to hold any stress or tension in your shoulders, neck, or jaw. You can just take this time to let it go. Because now is the time for you to do nothing. You don't have to be anywhere. You don't have to do anything. You can just lay back, rest, relax, and let go. You can let go of any tension in your stomach or across your shoulders. Ease off those muscles in your back and down your spine and along the muscles in your legs, down through your ankles and all the way to your feet. Paying attention to your breathing, that gentle rise and fall that happens all by itself. And with every breath you take, and with every word I speak, you can just let go. And as you relax there listening and enjoying these moments all for yourself, you can let your mind drift and dream. And I would like you to imagine that you're standing at the top of 10 steps. 10 beautiful stairs in an old stately home. Somewhere you have been, or somewhere you have seen in a film or on television. Or perhaps it's somewhere new, a place that you are creating, all for yourself right now. But you know that as you make your way down those stairs, you will find yourself relaxing more and more. And with every number I count, you can just let go of any stress and tension and just drift down into a wonderfully quiet and calm place. And at the bottom of the steps is a short corridor that leads to a door to a very special place, a room where no one ever goes but you. And in that room you can feel just exactly as you would want to feel here today, relaxed, refreshed, and perfectly at ease. And to find this space, all you need to do is make your way down those stairs. So as I count down from 10 to 0, you can just find yourself relaxing with each number, drifting deeper now, my voice following as I count 10. Just find yourself relaxing more and more, every step down taking you closer to that room inside, to 9, stepping down to 8, perfectly at ease as you carry on down to 7. And there's a handrail strong and solid on the wall alongside you, worn smooth by years of use. And you realise that you've been down this stairway many, many times, and that this room exists inside you already, ready to be accessed to gain the strength and understanding that you already possess. And 6, there's a picture on the wall beside you. A picture that inspires you as you watch it forming. And I don't know if it's a picture or perhaps a photograph of someone you know, someone you love, or a painting of a special place that gives you peace or confidence. Somewhere special you have been or somewhere you know. Or perhaps it's still a swirling mass of colour that hasn't quite formed yet, creating a feeling of strength that comes to you directly, deep from within your subconscious, allowing you to trust in this process as you take another step down to 5. Halfway down those steps, curious as to what you'll find as you continue down from 4 to 3. Almost as if you are walking on a cushion of air, not quite touching the steps anymore, floating on down from 3 to 2. Every muscle just loosening and relaxing. You can see that hallway and you can see the door at the end. As you look forward to finding that room, that special place deep inside, a place that you know already exists. You're just finding it for yourself again now, as you step down from 2 to 1. Almost all the way down those stairs now, just floating down that final step from 1 to 0. And you can relax your shoulders, every muscle, every fibre of your being, perfectly at ease. And you make your way down that corridor that's lined with pictures of people or places that inspire you, that keep you safe and make you feel comfortable. Reminders of all the success that you have already achieved in your life. Certificates, smiling faces of friends and family and loved ones. And as you walk down along that corridor, you walk past the grandfather clock, an old antique grandfather clock, and you can hear it ticking, marking the gentle pass of time. As you stop and look at the hands on the face, you suddenly understand that the sound of each tick is just the sound of a moment passing, and that the space in between the ticks is where we truly exist. The space in between the ticks is a very moment in which all is real, and you can choose to place your mind in that space now. As you watch the hands slowly moving around the face, realizing that although they have been round so many times, every second of every minute, of every hour of every day, for weeks, months, years, decades and centuries, those hands can only tell you of the very moment in which you truly exist. Now, because the past has gone, and gone with it is any opportunity to change what's happened. And yet you understand that the wonderful truth is that we don't have to change the past. You have coped with and survived everything from your past, and the future is just a dream that you can colour with bright, clear possibility. You can choose to imagine your future just as you would wish it to be. You can fill it with all the joy, happiness, and success that you truly deserve. But it all begins in this very moment where all is real, in between the ticks of the clock. And before you move on from the clock in front of you, you catch your reflection in the glass window of the cabinet as the pendulum swings back and forth deep inside, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You catch a reflection and notice that something has changed. As you stand reflected in that glass, something has already changed. You can't quite catch what it is. Perhaps it's that you are standing more confidently, or that there's a smile on your face, or happiness in your eyes, a joy radiating from you that you can witness in that reflection of yourself now. This inspires you as you turn and move forward, floating down along that corridor to the door of that room where no one ever goes but you. That room in which you can discover so much about yourself and how you will find that comfort, peace, and understanding that already exists deep inside you. For in that room you can imagine and create and rehearse and be the person that you seek to be, the person that you truly are. Before you open that door, you study it and catch its every detail. You notice whether it's hinged on the left or the right, its size, its shape, its colour, texture, design. Will it open towards you or away? Will it creak or glide open? Is it light or heavy, old or new? And you see the handle, and before you reach out to open the door, you notice the lock, and I wonder where the key is. Is it in your pocket or around your neck on a length of string? Or is it already in your hand? An old, ornate, brass key that's cool to touch, but warming as you hold it in your hand. Wherever that key is, you know that this room is never locked to you, and that this room is always accessible to you now. Because all you need to do is just remember that it exists deep inside you right now. Because to open the door, you simply use your mind. Your mind is the key that unlocks that door. As you find yourself stepping through into a room that is just exactly as you choose it to be, all around you flows a feeling of safety and comfort, bringing a strength that flows through you and radiates from you, inspiring you to trust in the positive future that you create for yourself. Every day you feel more confident, more capable, and more connected with all of your inner skills and resources. Resources that are waiting here now for you to tap into and enjoy. And now you find yourself in a blissful state of calm and relaxation, where you can begin to understand things from a different perspective and find a way for you to look at your thoughts in a calmer way. If you find that you start to overthink, worry, and your thoughts become intrusive, you will acknowledge them and be aware that it is happening. Whenever you find that you are doubting yourself, feeling stressed or anxious, you will step back and take a look at the situation and how you are responding. Awareness is key, and you will now become the watcher of your own thoughts. You are not your thoughts. Fear is the ultimate cause of overthinking. That's right, fear. Focusing on all of the negative things that might happen makes us feel overwhelmed, puts us in a panic. From now on, when you start to sense you're heading in that direction, you will stop and think about all of the things that could go right instead. Keep those happy, positive thoughts in the forefront of your mind, putting things into perspective. No longer making a mountain out of a molehill. Will what you are worrying about matter in 6 months, a year, 5 years? You now recognize that only good and positive thoughts are of value to you. It is easy to be someone who does not allow themselves to make mistakes, when really an error is just an opportunity to do better and differently next time. Perfection is seldom needed and rarely required. In Navajo Native American culture, they are taught to embrace imperfection. Rug weavers would leave little imperfections along the borders, as they believe that when weaving the rug, the weaver entwines part of their being into the cloth. They also believe that only God is perfect, and that they as humans cannot achieve the same perfect level. Japanese Buddhist monks adopt a similar process by wearing kesa robes that feature a small patchwork construction as a reminder of the humbled garment worn by the Buddha. These concepts reinforce the idea that there is beauty in our imperfections, and beauty itself is imperfect, impermanent, incomplete. How comforting it is to know that you can give yourself permission to be imperfect, to leave a knot, to do your best, and leaving it at that. You realise now with clarity and peace that you or I or anybody can predict the future. All we have is now, the moment. And if you spend this wonderful moment of existence worrying about the future, you are robbing yourself of the present. Stop wasting your time worrying about the future. Most of the things that you worry about will not happen anyway. If you think of your mind like an airport, a very busy airport with planes coming in from all directions, from all over the world. The planes represent your thoughts. So many different thoughts, landing, taking off and landing. If your busy mind was an airport, imagine all of the planes taking off and landing, coming and going. If you were at the airport waiting to board a plane, would you board the first plane that is due to take off? Or would you think about the destination that you wanted to travel to? The country that you wanted to visit? Would you look at the board and see if the next plane due to take off is your plane, and only board the plane that you need? Or would you take the next flight that is due to take off? You do have the option to wait for the correct plane to take off, because we can board any plane that is taking off, and end up at a strange random place, which could sometimes be exciting, but usually when we board a plane, we are certain of the destination that we want to visit. We don't want to waste our time taking an alternate route to get back to the place that we need or want to be, or end up at a place that we don't want to go, don't want to be, a place we never wanted to visit, a scary place, somewhere unsafe. So thinking back to the airport now, coming back to the airport in your mind, think about the planes that you board. Take control and stop jumping on the first plane that is taking off. Think about where you are heading. Choose the flight that you want. Dismiss the random scary thoughts. Stop overthinking. Reject those thoughts. Find the thoughts that you want and need that will take you to the places that you want to go. Sometimes we need to be reminded that our lives can be fun. Each chapter of our lives can be filled with joy, but this wholly depends on you, because only you allow which type of thoughts enter into your mind, as how you think will determine how you feel day to day. You now learn to choose your thoughts with awareness of how powerful and important they are. You can plant positive and beneficial thoughts in your mind, because these thoughts and feelings that you accept with complete and utter clarity will inevitably become your reality. How you choose to think and feel today will ultimately influence your tomorrow. Once you detach your thoughts from any problems you are experiencing, your mind will be clearer and better able to focus on the solutions. Whenever you allow yourself to focus on problems, you drag those problems into your future and attract more of the same. So relax and switch the polarity around and focus your thoughts, feelings and energy on how you would prefer things to be, rather than how you don't want them to be. Withdrawing your energy from your problems will attract the solutions. Your subconscious mind will now adopt this fresh pattern of thinking, free from any problems or self-limiting influences that came about through fear, conditioning, ignorance, false beliefs, misunderstandings, and a lack of confidence. You will experience a new quality of life, an elevated mental and emotional vantage point from which you will always be aware of the best options and opportunities available to you. Now, while you are reflecting on those thoughts, I'd like to tell you a story that you may have heard. It is one of those apocryphal stories where an old Cherokee Native American is teaching his grandson about life. He says, "There is a fight going on inside me. It is a terrible fight between two wolves. One is bad. He is anger, inferiority, self-pity, sorrow. The other is good. He is peace. He is love, he is joy, he is serenity and hope. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too." The grandson thought about it for a moment and then asked his grandfather which wolf will win this fight. And the old Cherokee simply replied, "The one that you feed." Be careful what you feed into your mind. What we think and say to ourselves affects the way that we feel physically. Negative thoughts and feelings result in negative emotional and physical responses in our bodies. What we say to ourselves has a monumental impact on our lives, which then determines how we feel and what we can and cannot do. From this moment forward, you do everything better than you've ever done before. Every new task you approach, you do it from a perfect frame of mind. Relaxed, calm, and confident. With each passing day, your confidence grows and becomes stronger as your feelings of self-worth become more powerful. Every day, in every situation, when you need to, you are able to take control, disregard any feelings of inferiority, cast aside any troubles, calm your mind, and feel relaxed, competent, calm, and capable. You now possess a determined optimism from being armed with all of this knowledge and complete understanding of who you are. Your real self. Interesting, intelligent, unique, special. Possessing all of the capabilities and capacities that you need to be confident in any situation. You love and respect yourself. Your self-esteem increases as you become aware that you have lots to offer. You realize that yesterday is gone and you could do nothing to change anything that has happened. And yet you realize with a sense of peace that you do not have to change anything in the past, because you have survived and coped with everything so far. Tomorrow can be shaped and coloured with a bright, clear possibility. With your imagination. But today, this moment, is all that is real, tangible, and you will now seize every moment and make it count. And before we finish today, I will leave you with a final thought. Each new day is a gift. Every morning is a new beginning. We are promised only the moment of existence, and that wonderful moment, now, is all that we have and all that we need. If you are listening to this recording at night with a view to drifting off to sleep, then please ignore the next part of this recording and allow yourself to drift off into a nice, deep, relaxing sleep. Good night. If you are listening to this recording in the daytime and wish to awaken and carry on with the rest of your day, then now is the time for you to begin to become aware that it is time to awaken. And when you are ready, open your eyes.